All
They
right.
want to sponsor me. I'll take opportunities.
This is what happens when Carlene is out a day. I got to catch up with Carlene. But thank you for tuning in, for catching up with us here on Live Impact News on the WCNC Charlotte app. We have a lot to get to, and an important story that we are following is the weather. We have meteorologist Bekah Birdsall here. So we have, I don't want to call it a line of storms because Chris Mulcahy didn't describe it as that, but we have thunderstorms popping up within a window, a sizable window. Can you walk us through that?
Especially between 4 through about 10 o'clock. That is our main window of opportunity to see some strong and severe thunderstorms. But the thing is, not every storm that develops will turn strong and severe. It's just going to be the capability, especially looking at more of a damaging wind and large hail threat. Hail could exceed 1 inch in diameter or larger. So these are going to be the primary threats. Wind damage, think upwards of 50 to 60 miles per hour. Some isolated large hail that's about quarter sized or larger. And an isolated tornado can be rolled out as well. And it's starting to get a little bit more active on Doppler radar. Not necessarily in our viewing area, but especially crossing from Virginia into North Carolina. We do have an active severe thunderstorm warning. Again, outside of our viewing area, but giving you an idea of what these storms are capable of producing. So this one is in the orange. This is going to be just outside of Ashe County over towards Cherry Lane, portions of Elkin. That means wind gusts could contain upwards of 60 to even 70 miles per hour. When you see an orange tag, that means it's a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. All of this activity pushing to the southeast, roughly at about 25 miles per hour. Got a couple of downpours up towards the mountains, but the activity is really expected to increase in coverage and intensity as we get a little bit more daytime heating, some instability to develop. You'll notice we've got a lot of clouds, especially from the mountains all the way into the Piedmont. We need a little bit more sunshine for some instability to form and provide fuel for these storms to really get going. Satellite radar, we've got more storms forming up to the north, especially between Charleston, West Virginia, all the way up over into portions of Kentucky. All of this being pushed ahead of a cold front. So this technically what we're seeing up towards the mountains and just north of the viewing area is our first round and wave of showers and thunderstorms. Now more of that light steady rainfall is further off towards the east of Charlotte, but we will see a second wave move in, and this is what we're concerned about with all modes of severe weather possible. Now Storm Prediction Center thinks we're too cloudy, especially Charlotte southward, to see a tornado spin up. I disagree with that. I think everyone will have a chance to see it, but a heightened concern, especially north of the metro and extending all the way over towards Greensboro and Raleigh. There's tornado chances within 25 miles at any single point. Now, Chris Mulcahy put this graphic together. The key today is it's an isolated severe weather threat, meaning not every storm we see will be severe. It's not going to be widespread, but it's always good to prepare for the worst, but hope for the best. So that means charging devices, having a safe plan to go to, especially if you do get under a, let's say, tornado warning, have a place that you know that you will be able to go to. And make sure to have those notifications turned on so you get those alerts that you are under, let's say, a watch or a warning. You could download that WCNC app. Of course, we'll let you know about any of those. So that severe weather threat, all modes at play today. And what's interesting is we've been watching these future rotation tracks, and this model has been consistently bringing up the potential of more of a spin up, especially over towards Greensboro near Salisbury. So we're going to be watching very closely this evening for some rotation with these thunderstorms, especially what we call supercells. These are rotating thunderstorms, and they're almost like individual cells. And we're going to be watching for those wall clouds to potentially start to rotate. That creates a mesocyclone. When that funnel cloud does start to develop, touches the ground, that becomes a tornado. So Futurecast, again, not trying to scare anyone, but here's what we've got going. 4 o'clock, getting more active. 6 o'clock, we've got storms right across Charlotte, with more storms developing up towards the mountains. This is 8 o'clock. We've got scattered storms across the region. Certainly not every storm is going to be severe, but we'll carry that risk all the way through about 10, 11 o'clock before all these storms push off towards the south and east by midnight. So storm impacts and timing really ramping up, like I mentioned, for this evening, especially if you're headed out between 6, 7, 8 o'clock. Just keep that in mind. We will be watching, again, that main timing for storms to start to arrive. I will say, the hourly forecast, especially this afternoon, is a toasty one. When it is not storming, it is just hot and humid. There are actually a couple of locations dealing with a heat advisory, which means heat index values around 105 even before the storms arrive. So that means there's going to be plenty of fuel for these storms to develop, but mainly that's south of Charlotte, because we're still stuck in some cloud cover, which is kind of helping to keep a lid, I guess, keeping the atmosphere a little bit more stable. But as we see a little bit more sunshine, I mean, we've all certainly felt the heat and humidity. The MLS All-Star game, though, tomorrow evening looks perfect. Begins at 8 p.m., and we'll see certainly some toasty temperatures, but we will start to feel the effects behind that cold front by the time we get to Thursday and Friday. Drop in dew points, drop in humidity. It's going to be feeling somewhat comfortable, especially by the time we get to Thursday. That's going to be the pick of the week. Not necessarily going to be a preview of fall. We still got a high of 89, but it's going to feel a lot more refreshing, and we'll be watching more rain chances as we go towards the weekend as well. But generally, as we end out the month of July, it's going to be on a seasonal one, upper 80s to lower 90s, and then we'll start off the month of August with yet more rain chances.
So the skills challenge tonight at Truist.
And what time is that?
7:30.
Okay, yeah.
The
Definitely could
skills
be a little bit dicey. So have a way to look at radar, see what storms are around you. Lightning is always a concern. I mean, even without the severe weather threat. And I know they take that very seriously as well. So that's probably not the best timing, but there could be storms around the area, not necessarily right over Charlotte at 7:30. Could get a little dicey.
Okay.
But yeah, we have a big window, 2 to 10 p.m. for the entire area.
Yes.
Yeah.
Big window. We cover a large area.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Okay. This it's something to think about. I'm